A war between time and space. Prologue. In the infinite expanse of the multiverse, two ancient forces reigned supreme: time and space. Time flowed endlessly, an intangible river shaping the destiny of all it touched. Space was a vast canvas, stretching infinitely in every direction, holding the stars, galaxies, and life within its embrace. For millennia, these two forces coexisted in harmony, their interplay forming the very fabric of reality. But harmony was fleeting. As the multiverse evolved, cracks began to form in their unity. Space grew resentful, believing time had too much control, dictating the rise and fall of civilizations, the decay of stars, and the end of all things. Time, in turn, saw space as static, unyielding, and resistant to progress. The tension simmered for eons until a spark ignited, plunging the multiverse into a war that would threaten its very existence. Chapter 1. The Fracture. The war began subtly. Time slowed in certain regions of the cosmos, while space constricted around others. Planets froze mid-orbit, stars collapsed into black holes without warning, and entire civilizations disappeared, trapped in frozen pockets of existence. In the heart of the Eternum Nexus, a realm where time and space overlapped, a council of cosmic beings assembled. They were the Keepers, ancient guardians chosen to maintain the balance. Among them was Kale, a keeper of time, with eyes that glimmered with the stars of countless ages. Opposing him was Alira, a keeper of space, whose very presence felt like standing on the edge of an infinite abyss. "We cannot let this continue," Kale said, his voice echoing with the weight of centuries. "The multiverse will unravel if we persist." Alira's expression was cold. "Then tell your master to yield. Space is eternal. Time is but a fleeting illusion. We will not be subjugated any longer." Their arguments spiraled into chaos, mirroring the war outside. The council shattered, alliances dissolved, and the Keepers themselves became pawns in the conflict. Chapter 2. The Warrior Born of Both. As the war raged, a being was born from the union of time and space, a rare occurrence in the multiverse. Named Erin, she was neither fully time nor space but a blend of both. Her birth was foretold in ancient prophecies, marking her as the one who could end the conflict. Erin grew up in a remote pocket of existence, shielded from the war by her adoptive mentor, Solon, an exile who had once been a keeper. Solon taught her to harness her dual powers, to manipulate the flow of time and bend space to her will. But Erin was haunted by visions, fragments of futures where the multiverse collapsed into nothingness. These visions drove her to leave her sanctuary and confront the forces tearing reality apart. Chapter 3. The Battlefields of Eternity. Erin's journey took her to the front lines of the war, where time's soldiers wielded temporal blades that could age their enemies to dust, and space's warriors tore apart existence with spatial distortions. The battles were cataclysmic, each clash rewriting the laws of physics and creating rifts in reality. In the ruins of a fallen star system, Erin encountered Kale and Alira, now bitter enemies leading their respective armies. She pleaded with them to stop the war, but her words fell on deaf ears. Desperate, she used her powers to halt the battle, freezing time and bending space to her will. "Look around you," she cried, her voice reverberating through the frozen battlefield. "This war destroys everything it touches. What good is victory if nothing remains to rule?" Her display of power startled both Kale and Alira, forcing them to acknowledge her as a force to be reckoned with. They reluctantly agreed to a temporary truce, granting her time to find a solution. Chapter 4. The Heart of the Rift. Erin's search led her to the heart of the rift, a primordial tear in the fabric of the multiverse where time and space first diverged. Within the rift, she encountered the true enemy, the Void. Neither time nor space, the Void had been feeding off the war, growing stronger with every fracture in reality. Realizing the only way to defeat the Void was to reunite time and space, Erin returned to Kale and Alira. She revealed the void's existence and its plan to consume the multiverse. You must set aside your pride, she urged. Together, you can mend what's been broken. Kale and Illyra were hesitant, their resentment deeply ingrained. But faced with the annihilation of everything they existed to protect, they agreed. Chapter 5. The Final Convergence. The battle against the Void was unlike anything the multiverse had ever seen. Erin led the charge, using her powers to weave time and space together, forming a barrier against the Void's encroaching darkness. Kale and Illyra fought side by side, their combined might pushing the Void back into the rift. As the Void weakened, Erin realized the only way to seal it forever was to sacrifice herself. She turned to Kale and Illyra, her voice steady. You must finish what I've started. The multiverse needs you both. Before they could protest, she unleashed her full power, merging time and space within herself and sealing the rift. In that moment, she became the convergence, a living embodiment of harmony between time and space. Epilogue. The war ended, and the multiverse began to heal. Kale and Illyra, humbled by Erin's sacrifice, dedicated themselves to maintaining the balance she had restored. The Keepers reassembled, vowing never to let their pride endanger existence again. In the Eternum Nexus, a new constellation appeared, a tribute to Erin, the warrior who bridged the divide between time and space. And though she was gone, her essence lingered, a reminder that even the greatest divides could be overcome. The multiverse turned once more, its harmony restored. But the memory of the war, and the hero who ended it, would echo through eternity.